it today, and then I had to work on
Okay.
some other class stuff. So then I just finished it up today.
Okay. And the delivery time is it tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow night.
Okay. So okay, that's good. It's good that you deliver to me. Actually, it is a good practice if we always if
You're
you
right.
always have a comments and I mean
Well,
we
I
let
was
me
gonna. Uh-huh.
yeah. So you let me see it. I mean we discuss about the exercise before you even start to do it, and then you give it to me like you've done now, and then if we can correct something, then I think then we are able to do it. But at least you already have a try, and then you already how to say give it a try. This makes your brain
Yes.
have a good practice, so you're able to solve alone at the end. But of course, the final touch we are able to put it before you make the final delivery.
Yes.
Um,
So today I was hoping if we could talk about
project.
the yeah. So first discuss this Python one that I sent you today, and then we can talk about the project.
Okay, so let me first, before we talk about that, actually, I got something just to share with you too. So uh, I wanted to share that with you because only last time you shared with me that you are working on the cybersecurity field, not in the programming. So if I know that from the start, then I would have maybe provided you with something different, or
Mm-hmm.
even tried to approach you from a different perspective, because the kind of programs that you're going to do is more related to automation, automating tasks. Okay,
Yes.
and analyzing things. So let me understand from you first. And let me see here. Um, have you seen something like that? Something like that. You can see my screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know what is the meaning of a hash, right? You know what is a
Yes.
hash? Okay. So did you calculate a hash before
Yes, I have.
in Python?
Not in Python, no.
So in what?
I forgot what we used, but I have calculated a hash before.
Okay. So you calculated in the programming using a programming language, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So actually, if I know, yes, okay, if I know, I would have tried something slightly different. So yes, one of the things that you are able to do is to calculate. Did you calculate MD5 or
I
SHA?
think it was Shaw.
SHA? Okay, so SHA, good. And did you try to automate the matter? So did you go through a full directory and calculate the
Oh
hash
no, no,
for?
it wasn't like anything too advanced. I was at school, so nothing too much, but yeah.
Okay, so I got that. So the thing that you're going to do a lot when you are in a cybersecurity field is part of it, yes, automating tasks. So of course uh, you cannot go to file by file and then make a hash for it, and then you decide to check it. So if you are automating the matter, then it makes sense. So you know, okay, you have maybe certain directories or files that is sensitive enough. You don't want anybody to alter, and then you automate the matter. So you say, okay, I want to check the whole directory files, and then you get all the hash from that, you store it in a file, and then you keep that file safe, and then when you want to check your server or whatever, then you are
Yeah.
able to um, you're able to automate the matter. So you're able to even say, okay, you calculate the current hash, you compare it to previous one, then you even can automate the thing that can bring can check all the files and say if one by one is okay or not. So
Hmm.
that is the thing, one of the things that you are able to do, especially with Python. It is so much advanced
Yeah.
that you can really go through all everything and produce a hash for everything, and then so for
Uh-huh.
example here,
Yeah,
uh,
so I'm thinking it's
yes,
pretty cool.
so yes, so what I have done here, I just tried. Of course, I didn't know that you have tried something before, but yeah, I should have guessed that. So this is something that, okay, you already created hash for files, and then you want to check the integrity. So you pass, you give it a pass of the file, and then
Yeah.
you pass it also the stored hash, and then you compare them together, and then you got a return value of true or even false.
Mm,
And then so you can loop through all the files, and then you can point up if some files are changed or not, and then you can
mhm.
able to print, oh, this file is okay or not okay. um, so this is a kind of things that you're able to do.
Okay.
um, okay, so that's good. Actually, there is many things that you are even able to automate, even using Python. So you are able. Have you done any pen testing? So just let me understand, so I can also give you examples later. Did you try
Uh-huh.
any pen testing with Python? Did you try
With
to whip scrap file websites using Python?
not necessarily in Python, no.
Okay, so you have done it with other language.
Yeah,
Okay, so you have done any pen testing before?
like penetration testing? No, not
Yeah.
really.
Oh, okay. So yeah, one of the things that also you can do with Python is things like pen testing. Of course, again, so you as a pen tester, what you are a person, or you as a person working in that security field,
Uh-huh.
what differs you from others is your tools and how you use the tools. But not only that, because again, certain things. Everybody will use. Like I told you before, there is a version of Linux is called Kali Linux.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
Kali, you already know Kali, I believe.
Yes. Kali
So
Ubuntu.
yes, so the Kali typically come with a lot of built-in tools for either cracking or even hacking, or so they come with a lot of tools. As I told you before, took I'm not in the cybersecurity field, but I was interested in one of the tools that do harvesting
Uh-huh.
in the uh, search engines. So this tool, it come built in Kali Linux, and then I tried to take this out. It was in Ruby, and then I modified that to search for specific keywords. So I typically it only search for one time or two times, but then I make it automated in a way that I have a list of keywords in a large text files, and then it go one by one until it finish. And then not only that, because I noticed that the search engine like Google, Bing, at that time also was Yahoo, and there was, I think, Alta Vista, and there was other search engines. But now this some search engine, of course, already gone away, like
Yeah.
Alta Vista and all this. So, but the point, I was I think having four, six, maybe five or six search engines. So what I do is that if you try to hit one search engine with a lot of requests, he will start to block you,
Uh-huh.
especially Google, because they are so advanced.
Yeah.
Uh, but then if you try to maybe give them a rest, let your code rest maybe for 1 or 2 minutes, and then you try to change your IB. Of course, you can change your IB using a VPN. So I use, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Linux have an open VPN kind of so it used an open VPN. I think it's open source one. And then
Uh-huh.
I integrated it with another VPN from UK. And using that, I was able to, they have a version for Linux. So I
Uh-huh.
purchased that commercial VPN, and they have a version for Linux. I was able to use it, to use their own files. So I bring their own
Uh-huh.
files, and then I use it with open VPN. And when I do that, I'm able to somehow create some kind of bash scripts that talk to my Ruby file that is
Mhm.
going to harvest the engine. And then I always wait. So every time I talk to Google, for example,
Yeah.
uh, I search a keyword. I search for certain keywords. Once I get a result, then I stop for 2 minutes. then I start to change my IB. Okay, and then after I confirm that my IB is already changed, it's not like the previous IB, then I start to search Google again. So by doing so, I tried my best lah to avoid being blocked by Google. But of course, this kind of tricks didn't work for long because again, the VPN have maybe fixed amount of IPs. Even if I keep switching, they will already recognize that on the long term. Okay, but I'm just giving you examples that you, as a person working in security, you need to know bash scripts. You know bash scripts, right?
I do.
Okay, and you,
Like I know the concept of it, yeah.
so you need to be able to, so bash scripts is your key to be able to call certain certain, how to say, Python scripts or Ruby scripts or whatever things that you want to execute, because of course bash is also limited. Yes, they can do certain things, but not like a programming language. So
Yeah.
you have to use them to trigger or to on your code. Okay.
Yeah, the command line stuff is important, yeah.
Yes, yes. So yes, so that's part of what you can do.
It is like used like a lot of places, yep.
And the thing is, again, of course, testing websites, I believe, is quite strong, because every day we start to hear that a website got hacked and all the information was leaked away. To
Yeah.
be frank, if you know, do you know PHP?
PHP. Yeah, so actually I was just talking about that today. One of my classes, the database class, they used to teach PHP, but they switched to SQL. So we didn't learn it.
Wait. SQL cannot. Well, SQL cannot replace PHP.
No, so the thing is this class is called
I
database.
got it. I got it.
Yeah.
Yes, I got what you mean.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, they are not teaching PHP anymore. I understand.
So
But
yeah,
the
yeah.
problem is that PHP is, even though Python is start to take over PHP place. So Moise, if we are talking about 20 years ago when I started, um, Python was not on the top,
Hmm.
and even Java was not on the top.
Hmm.
Java was just starting in the market, and then you find other languages in the marketplace, and then by the time it was the key market player was C and C++,
Hmm.
and maybe Visual C, and there was no .NET, if you hear about .NET. And then Visual Basic was very popular. Visual Basic 6,
Hmm.
version 6 was very popular. And then after 6 years, uh, uh, from the market, I started to see a decline in certain languages, like VB6 totally start to disappear from the job market. So you have to be slightly careful. You have to always, not because you're having a job, then you have to say, okay, I'm safe. The language I'm using now, I still find the job market, and okay, I'm mastering it. Suddenly, you find your your skills might go away if the language you are using, or most of your codes are using, disappear, and then you find the job market having needs another skill or another programming language. So you always have to be careful. Okay.
Yeah.
um, so okay, now let us go back. So the problem with PHP, that actually thousands or millions of websites is actually written in PHP. So and many of them actually got hacked. Okay.
Mm.
And so yes, I understand PHP is actually is very good to learn, but anyhow, Python can replace. You don't need to develop anything here using PHP. It's just that you need to know the security problems in PHP. So many people, when they make login securities or things like that. So if you have a website and then you have a username, a password, most probably people does not use other than MD5 to store the password. And
Mhm.
they don't use I think they don't use hashed one, and they don't use salt and all this kind of stuff. It means that um, they can easily be get hacked, and once they get hacked, they will get the password file and they will sell it in the black market. So this kind of stuff typically happens, lah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, when I was working in the I had my internship too, right before they hired me. So this was at a hospital. They had a small before I started working, I didn't realize that like some people in the professional industry really like using outdated software just because they're used to it. They like using it.
Yes,
So, yeah,
banks
I
and
didn't,
hospital is like that. Yes.
yeah, so one like small bug in one of the medical software caused the entire hospital's data to and everything to crash.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't think, yes, I understand that, but you have to understand, because they get used to things and they don't want to
Yeah,
uh,
exactly. Yeah, so
to
it's
really
really
change.
hard. Yep.
Yeah. And you also have to understand that they accumulated a lot of data. They accumulated a lot of data in this kind of software or even database, and they don't want to lose that. And again, that also makes so one of the challenges for me, I am not talking about security side. I'm talking about web, not web development, but software development in general. So when we was discussing about integrating a certain software with hospitals, everybody say that this is a nightmare, because they are using old software, like you said,
Yeah.
and it's very hard to integrate with them. It's very hard to get data out from the hospital or even to pass some data. Okay,
Mhm.
so yeah, you are correct here.
Yeah.
But again, your it's a good job then when you have
Oh
uh,
yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
a lot of people, but again, you, so don't just be tricked just because you can earn good money
Oh
from
no.
doing a job for an old outdated software, that you will be perfect, because once you are out in the market again, uh, believe me, I advise you from a pain that I already faced. I don't want anybody else to face that
Yeah.
kind of pain. So always look at the job market and see it, because it suddenly you will not feel it. The switch in the market is
Uh-huh.
very fast. It's very
Oh
fast,
yeah.
believe me. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So anyhow, you keep your eye, and you keep your eye open on the new technologies, and
Hmm.
that's it. And you know SQL injection.
Yes. Oh
Okay,
yeah,
that's good.
that's the big time thing.
Yes. So actually, if you if you are interested, you can go and search for something called Google Dorks. If
Uh-huh.
you Did you hear about Google Dorks before?
Google Docs,
Dorks, DORKS.
Google Docs. No, I haven't heard of this.
Okay, so this Google Dorks actually it is somehow you using certain keywords, you can
Uh-huh.
search Google
Okay.
to give you um, to give you uh, a list of websites that got certain kind of leaks. So, and actually, you will be very surprised, but you have to be very careful. First, you have be surprised with what? With the amount of exposed data on the internet without the people or without the web owner know how much their data is exposed to people searching on the Google. So it means that, okay, I assume company A have
Hmm.
their payroll information as in an Excel file, and the Excel file is they store it for somehow for some reason on their website. I'm not sure it's because of the having software that is operating on the payroll on the website or not, but it is somehow stored. And the problem is that they store it in a way that this file is exposed. So Google already how to say crawl that website and
Hmm.
find out that there is an Excel file that contain payroll information, and it offers that for people who are searching Excel files on the internet. So it means if I know the Google Docs, I can find images, I can find sensitive file information about maybe login files on the internet, bank information files on the internet, a list of emails, list of payroll information, even sensitive information about how to say hosting information that should be secret, like certain log files. You're able to use Google Docs to search that. So once you search that, it means that you already uncover a lot of good and sensitive information, and you will be surprised. So,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to be slightly careful, because again, that
Yeah.
can expose you to legal issues. So, although you can see that from Google, you're not, because when you search Google, you're not going to the website itself. You are searching the data that is cached and stored in Google. Uh, but of course, when you start to click on the file, it means that you are accessing that information from the hacked or the exposed website. So actually, that website is not hacked, but it is somehow they have a wrong security setting that expose their internal files to Google search. So it
Mm-hmm.
means that once you know these Google Docs, you're able to find sensitive information for websites that have their security setting exposed or not done correctly.
I see.
Actually, also this is a business opportunity for people who are working in security, but they have to be careful, because again, that can expose you. They can claim that you access their sensitive information without their prior permission. So you have to be careful. And
Mm.
also, if you know, I think there is a bounty, there is a lot of bug bounty offering for many websites. So if you manage to, I got a lot of friends, not a lot of friends, one or two friends who are always earning money from doing this kind of participating in the big bug bounty um,
I
uh,
see. Okay.
competition. So I think popular websites like Facebook and maybe LinkedIn, and I think a couple of them, they
Um,
offer their websites, and they have a bounty program where if you report a security problem to them,
yeah.
then they will list you there as one of the bounty founders, and then they will offer you money. And
Oh, wow.
the money can range from 500 USD until even 10,000 or even 20,000. I even
Wow.
see, yes, yes. So you, yes, you have to open your eyes. If you don't aim to the top, then you will end up totally at the bottom. So you look
Yeah.
at this kind of things. You know that certain teams from China, these teams, I cannot recall their names, but when they find a zero, I think is they call it 0 day. Did you hear about 0 days
Zero day
before?
attack. Yeah.
So they claim 1,000 USD, not 100,000 USD from Apple, just to release and give them the information about the 0 days that they find. So there is a lot of opportunities there, actually, a lot. You
Hmm.
just have to follow one big mentor, or even one of the top guys in the security, and you'll find many people in the Muslim world who are also strong enough. So not only, yes, of course, they are not as popular as the Western one, but there is still, I still see a lot, many Muslims on the bounty programs on Facebook and others. They are earning money from founding bounties on such programs, So
Yeah.
you should follow one of them, and you should. I'm not strong enough. I just know that because I
Uh-huh.
was trying to secure the software that I'm writing, so I needed to know about SQL injection. I needed to know about how
Uh-huh.
to use a secure way of storing passwords, how to really take care of the simple security settings, so that the websites that I'm operating, or the web software I'm developing, and is not exposing sensitive information for the company that I'm working for. So
Yeah.
that's just the basics. But again, the security people should know more. Okay, so
Okay.
let's stop here. Let's go back to our stuff. Yeah. Okay. So I didn't manage to go into details, but that's on the fly a few minutes before you joined. So that is part of your answer for. So actually, you have done a good job. So far, I see is good job. It just need some small touches here and there.
Okay.
Others, but it's really I'm impressed. You're improving. You're really improving. Okay, which is great. Okay. Um, I should have compared your answers to to the spec, but I didn't have a chance to make sure that your answers is perfect. But so I only managed to find a few things that I can tell you to tweak or to fine
Okay.
tune your code. So here you're using a for loop, right? And you're using an if statement here, right?
Yes.
Okay, but there is a better way. And there is a way that we don't need to loop through the whole thing, and we don't need to even so we can. What you're doing, it means that I have to go through all books. So books, you used a list, right? You didn't use a dictionary.
No.
Okay, fine. It is totally fine.
Yeah.
But the point, if you use, let me see. So because the project actually is trying to prepare you for that. So I was thinking, let us check please together, since the project actually need you to really use this kind of concept. So I want to understand here. I want to check again here if he is
Uh-huh.
asking you to use um, a dictionary or a list. So can you see my screen?
I can. Yeah, yeah, I can see.
Okay. So he's telling you here.
Yeah, I did it for this.
Okay, check if the book exists in the library's collection. So again, to my understanding, again, so this is not part of the programming. This is just trying to understand the requirement and providing them. I mean, it doesn't tell that you are bad just because you use a list. But again, you only get marks if you follow what they require, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the point here, when they say library
Also,
collection,
I think you mentioned this last time that it's supposed to be dictionary, right?
yes.
I
So
see.
and not only a dictionary, because a collection in this word is not mentioned. So the typical dictionary is supposed to be a data structure, okay? But they only call collection for name tuple and default dictionary, okay, and the queue and the priority queue. If you can remember that, can you remember the containers?
You told me about that, yeah, last time with the
Okay,
queue.
yes. So the queue, you already created a program. I think L11, LA11, if I'm not mistaken, was using queues, and you also answered it perfectly. So when they talk about collection, I believe here they are talking about not lists, but dictionary, or not only dictionary. It's a default dictionary. So
Oh yeah,
I
you were telling me how dictionary and default dictionary are similar, but they should be this one was supposed to be default dic, right?
Yes, because it's a
Okay.
collection. Yes, and also the way that. Okay, so we have to stop and we have to enter again.
Okay. All right.